Dear friends, this is Planetnat. Welcome back to my channel after a long time. Today we'll be looking at some of the most interesting ideas that could be added to the game Expedition Antarctica. These ideas come from members of the community on the Play Duo Discord. If you'd like to join, you can find the link in the video description. Let's dive into the ideas themselves. There are quite a lot of them on Discord, so I've tried to pick out the most interesting ones. We'll start with ideas centered around the theme of search and rescue. This theme is very popular and rightfully so. It has enormous potential and adds a fun element to the game. The first idea comes from player Ace Nexus, who suggests improve the control tower of the search and rescue building. Currently, the tower serves no purpose, but what if there was a map that showed the current positions of search and rescue players and those who have activated SOS beacons? This would make coordination easier and add a realistic element to the game. Another great idea comes from Ace Nexus. He suggests improving the helicopter to make it faster and have more seats. RDJ, the game's creator, responded to this suggestion, confirming they plan something similar in the future. The helicopter could not only have more seats and higher speed, but also additional features. For example, I personally would welcome if the helicopter had a rescue harness where injured players could be loaded. Alex would like the rear seats in the helicopter to be functional for injured players. Currently, only search and rescue team members can board helicopters, so that search and rescue members cannot fly with a player to the South Pole, thus giving the player a successful expedition point. However, it would be great if the helicopter could load injured or lost players and transport them to the infirmary. Players could also have more types of injuries, such as frostbite, concussions and the like, although it is not so critical. The problem remains how to ensure that search and rescue players do not exceed players over the entire map to the South Pole. If you have any ideas on how to solve this problem, please feel free to share them in the comments. I would love to read them. Another idea related to search and rescue comes from Essie. Essie suggests adding NPC characters to the game that could appear at various locations on the map, requiring players to help them. For example, these could be frozen NPC characters who need to be found and rescued within a certain time limit, otherwise they will die. This idea is very interesting and certainly appropriate, especially when search and rescue players don't always have the opportunity to rescue real players. This way, they would stay engaged and always have something to do. The last idea related to search and rescue comes from Madmom. This idea concerns players who use the SOS transmitter and subsequently manage to resolve their issue without the help of the search and rescue team. These players currently don't have the option to cancel their SOS signal, so it often happens that the search and rescue team flies to a player who no longer needs assistance. Madmom suggests that players should confirm every minute whether they still need help. This feature would be very useful and significantly streamline the entire game. And now, let's finally move on to the next ideas. This idea is from the player Big Pro, who would like to see Skibib Toilet Esther in the game. Wait, what is that? Now let's really move on to the next ideas. The first one comes from Cornisonic, who would like to see a larger map. A larger map would allow more players to get lost, which would mean more work for the search and rescue team. Personally, I think it would be great to also have more ways to reach the South Pole. Another idea comes from the player Lidaniel. He suggests improving the vehicle-designated part of the map and adding more routes for their use. This idea has appeared several times on Discord, and I think the developers have something like this planned. Vehicles are a really fun part of the game, so it would be great to have more routes where we could use them and possibly organize races. The next idea comes from Gummy. He suggests unlocking part of the mountain or Erebus volcano located on Ross Island. This dark area with a no entry sign has been around for a long time, so it would be interesting if it were an entrance to the volcano. We could, for example, complete lava obbies there and earn interesting rewards. Definitely, let me know in the comments what you think this volcano should hide. Another idea comes from Dark Matter. In his proposal, he writes that he would like to see larger ships in the game that could accommodate more players at once. This would certainly be useful for larger expeditions where multiple people need to be transported at once. Which brings us to my idea. Personally, I think that since we already have ships in the game, we should use them better. Like vehicles, we currently only have one route for ships, and many players don't even know they exist because they are off the main expedition route. In my suggestion, I propose adding more routes for ships in the game. For example, we could add an underwater cave that ships could sail through. Such a location could hide additional fossils, such as a giant whale, which would be very interesting for players. Spino the Great also has the same idea with fossils and would like to see more fossils in the game. And the last idea I have today from Vasco Official is a bit humorous. He would like to have the option in the game to create a snowball and throw it at a friend. Definitely a fun idea, especially with so much snow around, so why not implement this idea? And that's all for today's ideas. Definitely let me know which of these ideas you liked the most or least. If you have any interesting ideas yourself, don't forget to join the Play Duo Discord and share your idea there so that the game developers can see it. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.